EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchich here with your outlook for January 3rd, 2024. The Wednesday video forecast is proudly sponsored by the KP Agency in Easton, Pennsylvania. The KP Agency is a full-service senior insurance brokerage located in downtown Easton, Pennsylvania. Although the Medicare open enrollment period has officially ended, it's good to know that it doesn't mean your opportunity to change or add your coverage has definitively expired. There are special enrollment periods available throughout the year for those that are already enrolled, and for those who are turning 65 and new to Medicare, you can have your initial election period. You do have your initial election period that begins 3 months before your birthday. Don't fall prey to bait and switch solicitations or commercials, and instead rely on a local, trusted resource to guide you through the process with ease. Call or text Kristen at 908-329-7140 or visit them online at thekpa.net to get what's truly best for you. They are the KP Agency in Easton, Pennsylvania. Proud sponsors of the Wednesday video forecast. So we're going to get into this storm for the weekend here. I'm going to get the other stuff out of the way first because there's a bunch of nonsense going on with this weekend thing here. Today we have mostly sunny skies. You see above me 40 to 45, so not too bad. Kind of like it was yesterday, maybe a degree or two warmer. But we think the day is going to be mostly sunny throughout. And then once we get in the overnight, you're going to have clouds increase with this northern stream feature that is going to move through. I don't think it's going to do too much. There could be a few flurries or maybe a very light snow shower in our far northern and northwestern areas. I don't think it's going to do too much, but this moves through overnight. The main system stays separated off to the south that we showed yesterday. This is the low that is going to consolidate with the northern stream energy moving through. This is actually going to bring in some colder air here for the end of the week. So it's actually going to start off on Thursday with some early clouds, then giving way to sun. It's going to turn breezy in the afternoon with some gusts that are 25 to 30 miles per hour possible, actually, during the afternoon as this cold air advection works in with this trough. There's this big trough sitting here like this, and it's going to be moving in. And when it does, it's going to be escorted in by that wind and falling temperatures. So your highs for the day are actually going to be earlier on, and they're going to be dropping through the 30s throughout the day, it looks like, here on Thursday. And then Friday's not going to get out of the 30s at most locations across our region with mostly sunny skies expected. So this system's going to move offshore, does not affect us at all. Here's the NAM for that, just to show you where the snow showers are late in the overnight going into Thursday morning. Again, you could have a stray snow shower up here or a flurry, but it probably doesn't do anything. Not really worried about that. It just really, when the sun comes out in the afternoon and we have, or at least by the afternoon, you will have a few, have the windy conditions coming in, and then, of course, the falling temperatures. That's going to be the bigger deal here on Thursday. But after that, we move past this. A high pressure moves on top of the region on Friday. You can put a big H right here because that's where it is, right on top of us. So it's a bright, sunny day here on Friday. But again, temperatures are going to struggle out of the 30s, and many areas are going to be in the middle 30s for highs, as you can see. Now, it does have here, this is, I don't have the Friday forecast posted up here, the 36 to 44 tomorrow. It is going to be colder in the northwestern areas because that front's going to come through a lot faster. So you're going to be capped in how fast how quickly you warm throughout the day is going to be limited there. But down here in our southeastern areas, the usual areas, Atlantic City down to Dover and those places, will still get into the 40s before that cool down takes place. It's going to take a little bit of time to get down there. On Friday, though, most of us are stuck in the 30s. Then the weekend system comes in. Now, I will tell you that the trends today overall have been for a more progressive system. What I mean by progressive, it means it's kind of flatter. It's not as amped. It doesn't have as much moisture with it. It's still following the same general concept that I've been talking about here. I just talked about yesterday. I went into long lengths about that, about what I thought was going to happen. I still am going to hold to that today, even though we have some really crazy solutions this evening from the GFS model that I'm not even going to bother showing because I just think it's utter nonsense. So we're going to stick with the European model here, and I'll show you the Canadian too that ran this evening. I think they make the evolution of this makes a lot more sense, and these two are pretty much in lockstep with each other, just different placements on the rain snow line. So this system comes across the Carolinas here. And the timing, by the way, is still the same. It looks like it's going to be kind of like a mid to late afternoon start on Saturday, and it goes through Saturday evening overnight. And then you have some leftover snow shower Sunday morning, and then mostly cloudy the rest of the day. Okay, that's basically what we're dealing with as far as timing is concerned. That hasn't changed. Okay, it's not like it's sped up. But see how the European model, yesterday we were showing this model showing the low was up here, tucked into the Delmarva. Now it's kind of a little bit further south, a little bit weaker than it was yesterday too. And for that reason, you have lower amounts of snow. But it's not like, it's not like we're not getting a lot of snow. The areas that are getting snow, you're going to get snow, and you're going to get a decent amount of it, and in some cases more than you've had all of last year. The issue here is, some of these snow maps were being put out yesterday and the day before were showing some amounts that are like in the 12 to 16 inch range, and it probably was unrealistic to see that anyway from this kind of system, given the fact that it's so fast moving. But you can certainly get 6 to 8 inches out of this. Not out of the realm of possibility at all. Okay, especially the areas that stay all snow. We talked about the areas that are most likely to do so would be northwest of the fall line. That's exactly what it's doing here on the European model. Northwest of the fall line is where you're getting the most snow. Okay, now the Canadian model that ran this evening. Again, I'm not sure of the GFS. The GFS did something really goofy this evening, and it seems like it's completely lost all of a sudden. But it's a little more progressive than it was before, but it's a little bit more tucked in, so it gives a little bit more snow, a little more of a thump of snow here because it's a little bit more amped than some of the other models. So because of that, we have a little bit more snow, higher end potential, but this is a little bit colder than the European model and brings that snow line a little bit further southeast of 95, and that is possible. But I really think we're going to stick that to what we said yesterday, where the best probability for snow that is going to be accumulating is going to be northwest of the fall line, which would put Philadelphia on that line of rain or snow, okay? You get down here to the coastal plain, it probably just rain across Delaware. But far northern Delaware, you might get into some snow, some mix or light snow, maybe a mix of stuff there. But you really have to go back here. Okay? Northwest of that line is the heavier snow potential, okay? Further away from that fall line. So the fall line is the separation between, if you weren't watching the video yesterday, the separation between the coastal plain and lower elevation and the Piedmont, which is northwest of that. Kind of pretty close to I-95, but it's actually a couple miles northwest of there where the fall line exists. And then you have a change in elevation. That's why you see our snow maps a lot of times will have it'll sharply cut off precipitation the further southeast you go. That's why, okay? It's not because we're trying to be cruel and not give you any snow, right? But the highest potential for snow is going to be up in these areas northwest of this line. I still hold to that right now, and I think that's going to end up being the case. Could that change? Certainly. This is the Wednesday video forecast. We're not putting any public maps out for this until Thursday late afternoon, 5 o'clock on Thursday. That's when we get our first maps. If you are subscribed to text alerts, you're not going to get a text alert until like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. Why? Because there's so much disagreement. I really can't put, we're not just putting out BS when we're sending text alerts. We're putting a lot of work into this and trying to be right and give you the best information we have at the time. If we have to update the next day, we certainly will if there are any changes. But we're worried about timing and worried about amounts for your area so you can properly and adequately prepare for whatever is coming. That's the whole point. So I've been getting a lot of text messages today, or a lot of emails today about when we're getting a text alert. It's Tuesday. Why would I send a text alert on Tuesday? I'm like, if it would just be, hey, we're watching a storm, but you probably already knew that anyway. So we're not doing it this early. We have to wait till we're certain, and that's not going to be until Thursday. I think until we have a better idea. And then there's going to be the energy pieces that are involved in this that I showed yesterday are going to be onshore and able to be sampled by the models, and we might come to a little bit better agreement at that point. But I still think we have a good shot at the interior to get some accumulating snow. Probably not a foot of snow, but we're looking at, I could see somebody getting a solid 4 to 8 or 6 to 10 in the highest areas, something like that. Again, it's fast and progressive moving out. Could be some leftover snow showers here on Sunday. And then once this pulls away, we are back to mostly sunny skies here on Monday. Still seasonable temperatures. And then our next system coming in is going to be on Tuesday. Could start off as snow initially, and then it goes over to rain. Okay, so you might, depending on how long that snow holds on, you could have a good thump of snow on the front end or not. It might be brief. Usually with warm air advection, it is brief. And you're going to have warm air advection come in here on Tuesday. The highs get up in the 40s, and all of that will change over to rain before ending, and then it gets colder again behind that midweek. But the point here is everything you're hearing out there. Some people are putting snow maps out already. That's ridiculous. More power to them. Then knock yourself out. Even look like an idiot. Go ahead. But it's not responsible to put anything out this early. I'm just giving you some options here. just so you understand what's coming. But we're going to be having our first maps out on Thursday. It's just no point in doing that until we have all the available data to be able to make an accurate forecast, and we'll do that. So I won't even have that for you tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, I should have a much better idea, and hopefully these models start getting their act together, and they're not all over the place, and at least agree on a solution. And hopefully it's kind of what I've been telling you for the last couple of days, which is the most likely solution. For the interior gets hit with the all snow event and heavier snow. You kind of got, getting here in that Piedmont area that I just showed you. In between these two lines, I didn't mention that. In between these two lines, you will probably have some mixing at some point, right? There's those lines in between here. So the totals will be lower there, but you're still going to get some snow, I think, in between there. Okay, it might be like a 1 to 3, 2 to 4 type thing. When you get up here, you could be dealing with 3 to 6, 4 to 8, some places in higher elevation, 6 to 10. One of those deals, okay? That's what I think we're trending to. But don't hold me to that because we're not doing anything officially yet. I'm just trying to give you an idea right now. Okay? So when we know more, we'll let you know. But we're still a day and a half away from the first call map, which will be released at 5 p.m. on Thursday on the Weather Alerts page. I'm EPA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for January 3rd, 2024. Have a great Wednesday.